For joining tonight for the Delehoy College Counseling College Planning 101 for visual and performing arts students. A couple of housekeeping items. You all are on mute, but you are welcome to ask questions. Please use the chat versus the Q&A button to type in your questions. And Eric Delehoy with Delehoy College Counseling is going to be the chat monitor today. So we'll go ahead and get started. So again, my name is Devon Simpson. I have a background in visual arts, and I have been involved with college admissions counseling for about 15 years. So I have worked with students all over the US, Canada, and internationally. So I look forward to talking today about visual and performing arts. So what makes visual and performing arts students so successful? Okay. So here is a quote by Miles Davis, a famous jazz musician, who says, "I'm always thinking about creating. My future starts when I wake up every morning. Every day I find something creative to do with my life." And that is going to be the life of a creative artist, you know, in school, afterwards, in your career. And things that make students who pursue this career so successful is the Strategic National Arts Alumni Project. That was a project that surveyed 90,000 artists to find out how their life was going after school, their careers. 72% had jobs in their area within 4 months of graduation. 74% had jobs related to their major. 16% started their own company, which is makes sense because it's very entrepreneurial when you are pursuing visual and performing arts. So starting your own company is a natural way to go with a lot of students. 90% reported critical thinking, creative problem solving used in a daily basis. 70% currently work in their creative field. 85% say they would recommend this pathway, and 80% love their work. So the myth about the starving artist is just not true at all. You know, you're pursuing something that you love, that you're working at, that you're growing in every day. So it is a wonderful career to pursue. So why are these people so successful? Well, a strong network of peers and colleagues. You, an artist, you are in the studio with the other students for every day for 4 years. If you're a music student, you're in ensembles, you're working together, playing music together. If you're in theater arts, long hours on the stage and performing. This creates very strong relationships with peers and colleagues, so that as you graduate and go scatter across the world, you stay in contact. Publicity and acknowledgement of your work, that happens a lot in the creative arts. You know, critics, you know, reviewing plays and performances, you know, art gallery openings, all of that there's a lot of publications that happen in the arts. Mentors and teachers, you know, the connections that you make with their mentors and teachers will spread out and ripples into your field of study. Opportunity to live in an artistically vital city. Most artists do live in a large city. That is where all of the cultural events will take place more times than not in a major city. So there's a lot of vitality and give and take. And then a lot of prizes, grants, and commissions are awarded to artists. So you're probably thinking, what should I be looking at? You know, what school is going to be a good fit for me? And that's going to be the research that you're going to need to do. There's liberal arts colleges versus art school versus a conservatory versus a university. You know, what type of campus are you looking for? You know, location. Are you interested in going to school in an urban city? Are you interested in more of a suburban area or a rural area? Or you're interested in exploring all those different locations, which is great. Think about the type of student that you're going to be studying with, you know, thinking about that social fit. You know, are they like-minded as yourself? You know, is it, you know, or is there great diversity at the campus? You know, there's a lot of different backgrounds and personalities. So what type of students are you looking for in that? And then also, of course, what type of degree are you looking for? So for types of degrees, Bachelor of Fine Arts, that is 60% general studies courses and 40% visual performing arts courses. So there's a greater emphasis on the general studies for a Bachelor of Arts versus a Bachelor of Fine Arts where you flip that. So your 60% of your time is going to be on stage, you know, performing music in the art studio. So another 20% you're getting of that experience, and then 40% of general studies courses. And then there's a Bachelor of Music, which is similar to Bachelor of Fine Arts. However, it's geared towards students who are interested in teaching, and it has the depth and rigor of a conservatory. So preparing for college, how do you know which campus, which type of college is good for you? Well, how do you spend your time? Are you involved with, are you always in the art studio or a music room or theater department? Is that as soon as you get out of class, do you beeline it there and eat your lunch in that department? Are you there after school until the, you know, late hours? Or do you see yourself more, you know, sampling everything that your high school has to offer? You know, you're playing sports, you're involved with student government, you're involved with the arts. You know, if that is more of your focus, then probably you want to look at a university setting or a liberal arts setting where there's more exploration. If you are focused, you know, all the time on your music or theater or visual arts, then you might want to look at conservatory, or you want to look at a dedicated art college. How are your grades? It's a myth if you that, you know, like visual arts, performing arts students don't have need strong grades. That is not true. Colleges will not only look at your portfolio, review your auditions, but they will look at your grades and the rigor of your classes. So that is very important. You want to keep up on that. And are you ready for the application process? What sort of preparation have you been doing to get ready for the parts of the application that are going to be required for you to submit? So you are going to have to determine, once you have your schools together and a balanced list, you want a nice balance of reach schools, likely to get accepted, but no guarantees, and then some safety schools. So once you've got your college list together, then you have to determine what applications each school takes. Is it the common application? Is it a coalition? Do they have their own individual application? Is it the UC system or the Cal State? So you have to figure out your applications. They will require essays, you know, the main essay and then supplemental essays. And for visual arts students, you're gonna probably be required to submit an artist statement. So be prepared to start working on those. You'll need to send your high school transcript. And if you've taken any college courses, if they're on a separate transcript, you'll need to submit those as well. Test scores. Now, these are very interesting times. I'm sure you've heard that a lot of the upcoming tests and past tests have been canceled. So tests are still being scheduled, but it's on a case, we're just having to see how it goes with COVID-19. A lot of schools are going test optional, but that doesn't mean that they're test blind. If you are applying to a specific department, if you're applying to an honors program, they may require test scores. So do your research on that. You'll need letters of recommendation, 2 from teachers and 1 from your high school counselor. If you visual and performing arts students, one of your recommenders from your core subjects would be one of your art, music, or theater teachers, in addition to a recommendation letter from your other core subjects, which would be math, science, English, social studies, things of foreign language. So, and then you may be required to submit a portfolio or audition. So for you musical theater students, you can pursue a BA, a BFA, a Bachelor of Music. You do want to find a voice coach, an acting coach, or a musical coach. Hopefully somebody who has a background and degree in that area of study. If you don't have access to a coach, then check out MTCA, the Musical Theater College Association auditions. They can match you with a coach to the area that you want to study. So that's a great resource. Also, for auditions, you want to study each school's requirements very carefully. Every school is going to be different. So you want to study it backwards and forwards so that you don't miss anything. Also, you don't want to contact the department and ask questions that are of information that's already on the website. It just doesn't look professional and doesn't give a good impression. So make sure you do your research, and they may require a resume and headshot photo. So you want to have that all prepared as well. So for musical theater students, you want to build a songbook. You want to figure out, the songs that are best for you, what you feel most comfortable singing. Pick pieces that you really enjoy singing. And also, don't worry that if it's a popular song. It doesn't matter. If you slay it, if you crush it, go with it. Keep it in your songbook. And build your songbook filled with songs that you're really comfortable with. And make sure you have backup songs as well. And decide how you want to showcase yourself for theater. You're going to probably be requested to have 2 songs, probably contrasting songs, and 2 monologues that are contrasting. So get help with your monologues, figure out the little nuances that work for you, that works well for you. And also decide sort of what personalities, and with your acting pieces that work well for you. Are you, pick the monologue where are you the quirky, funny sidekick? Are you a strong leading person? Find that area that you feel comfortable with and explore that. So for music majors, again, a Bachelor of Art, Bachelor of Fine Art, Bachelor of Music, you want to prepare for the audition. Again, study each school's audition requirements carefully. Get an early start on your audition requirements. The more competitive schools will have a list of music that you have to play from. If they don't have a list of music, then pick music that shows your musicality and originality. Choose pieces that you can play well and that represent you in the best light. Don't pick a piece that is really a reach for you because, you know, you're going to be in a very sort of high stress environment during an audition. You know, you might not know the acoustics of that room. You might have to play on an instrument that you're not familiar with. So pick something that you're very, very comfortable with. Choose pieces that you play well and represent you in the best light. Also, a lot of colleges may ask you to pick a slow piece, possibly a Bach to play, a fast piece, a first movement of a concerto, and you may be given an ear training test for rhythmic test, sight reading, and playing over a playback, usually the blues. So kind of get familiar with those different genres of music. So for dance majors, you know, that's a BA, BFA. So you want to continue to take dance classes and you want to try different styles, you know, tap, modern, ballet, you know, hip hop, street dance. Be familiar with all those different dance types. Know what style of dance you excel in, and then try something completely different, like ballet to hip hop. You also want to become a strong dancer. So think about cross training, swimming, bike, run, lift weights, really, really strengthen your body so that you have strength and endurance for your pieces. And then again, study each school's audition requirements very carefully because they will be asking for different different requirements. Also, when you might want to hire a choreographer to craft your piece. You can certainly choreograph it yourself, but you might want to hire a choreographer. You want to make sure that you are. Sorry, I'm going to switch slides here. So you may be required to submit a resume and dance photo. And also make sure that you have rehearsed your piece very, very carefully and thoroughly, and you feel very confident and comfortable with it. Also, you want to dress appropriately. If you are going to be doing a ballet piece, don't dress in, streetwear, things like that, and vice versa. Dress to the piece that you are going to be performing. And so make sure it's appropriate for the choreography and your body type. And also be prepared for anything, dance majors. They may ask you to do any type of dance piece. So I recommend that you bring every dance shoe that you own just to be on the safe side in case you get asked to do a different piece than what you intended. So for visual arts students, so what you're gonna wanna do is always keep a sketchbook with you. Not only for ideation and working out your skills and things like that, but some colleges may ask you to submit a sketchbook. CalArts will ask you to submit a sketchbook, and they're very specific about what they want in that sketchbook. You want to do observational drawings. Pretty much every college is going to ask for them. They want to see your skill level. And, when you're adding pieces of observational drawings to your portfolio, don't draw something that is super boring for you, like a bowl of fruit, or something that is just you're gonna be bored in 10 minutes. Pick something that has meaning for you, like a pair of old sneakers, or if you have a favorite skateboard, anything that has a strong connection to you that actually shows maybe the human imprint of you. So pick things that are really going to be engaging, that for you to do an observational drawing up to an hour to 3 hours. Personal voice is very important in your portfolio. You want to draw from your experiences, from your background, your interests, your passion. So keep that in mind, that personal voice is what is gonna separate your portfolio from other portfolios. When you're putting together your portfolio, think about theme and variety in that theme. So for instance, say if you like to do portraiture, I would recommend that you draw or paint all different age groups, in all different settings, at different times of day, at different light. You draw somebody, sitting and reading their book in the evening with one light shining down on them. Maybe another person could be drinking coffee at the kitchen table in the morning, and change your composition. Maybe a really close up, a little further away in an environment. So really have variety in that example of portraiture. And don't forget strong composition. Keep that in mind as you're putting together your pieces. And for students who are interested in digital animation, as you're putting together your portfolio, remember to use original characters. Do not use other people's characters. And for students who are not pursuing animation, you may be asked to do copy work in school. That might be an assignment to pick a famous artist, pick one of their pieces and recreate it. And you may totally nail it. But the exercise is for you to build skill level, research about another artist. But again, it's copy work and you cannot put it in your portfolio. So keep that in mind. So resources, how are you going to find out about what you need to do to build your portfolios, auditions, learn about colleges? Well, there's National Portfolio Day for visual artists. For theater, there's the Unified Theater Auditions. There are college fairs for everybody to explore. Summer programs, music or dance camps, pre-college programs, and of course, college visits. I realize that nobody can visit colleges right now because everybody wants to stay safe and healthy, but colleges are being very creative and are coming up with these great visual tours so that this summer you could go to a college website, look at their visual tours. They're also having weekly Zoom meetings so that you can meet different students, ask them questions. You can talk to faculty. They're offering different topics each week. So definitely visit college websites to learn more about them. And then hopefully in the fall, we'll be able to visit campuses. And a great time to visit campus is the week before Labor Day, because high school doesn't start until after Labor Day, but colleges will be in session. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be fine and we'll be able to visit campuses in the fall. For National Portfolio Day, that is a group of about 35 private colleges that get together and they visit different cities across the country and Canada. And that's an opportunity for you to bring your portfolio and show your work and get feedback on your work, ask questions about the college, ask questions about the programs. Usually it's for the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Portland, it's in November. But National Portfolio Day has not released their dates yet. They're going to do that in July. So check nationalportfolioday.org for more information. So performing arts, unified theater auditions. Generally, they're in 3 cities. January in New York City. February is in Chicago and Los Angeles. And go to unifiedauditions.com to find out what the dates are going to be and requirements for that. So college fairs are a great way for you to save time and save money, to visit colleges and get information, ask about programs, find out more about the college that you may not have been able to find out on the website. So there is the PNACAC Fair, which is the Pacific Northwest Association of College Admissions Counseling. And that is usually held in October at the University of Oregon. And then the National Association of College Admissions Counseling, which is NACAC, is the Portland College Fair, and that is in October. Again, this is usually many colleges, over 300 colleges that come and have information for students. Again, we don't know what's happening in the fall, so you want to keep checking these and find out what's going to be happening this fall. Hopefully they'll all be happening and we can go visit them. Summer intensives, I cannot stress enough that these are great opportunities for you to explore this summer. It's a chance to do a summer intensive, you know, to do music camp, theater camp, pre-college for visual arts. It's a great way to work with new faculty. You may have been working with the same art teachers, music teachers, theater teachers through high school. So this gives you an opportunity to work with new faculty, get some new input. It also is a great chance for you if you've never sort of spent time away from home to a greater degree. It's a chance for you to find out what it's like to live in a dorm, and also to meet other students who are interested in the same area of study that you are. So a really focused peer group are part of summer intensives. And then just the experience of being able to be on that campus, to you know, learn more about it, see the students, meet faculty, and it's a great preparation for college. So we have some other college presentations coming up. There's going to be an essay presentation on June 17th by Eric Delehoy. There's going to be a portfolio development that I am going to be presenting on June 29th. And then there's going to be a financial aid presentation on August 11th. And this is a time for questions, and I just want to let you know that we are expanding because of, you know, students, you're not able to go to college night fairs and things like that. We're expanding our capacity to work with juniors, and we're offering comprehensive plans and a la carte options, you know, to fit what, you know, what works for you, what works for your family. So you can contact us at Delehoy College Counseling. So now we are going to open it up for questions. If I can get to the chat menu. Eric, are you able to? Okay, here we go. All right. So, looking at the chat. The question is, would someone interested in movie acting do better with a BA or a BFA? So remember when I mentioned that with a BA, it's 60% general studies and 40% theater, studio, music. So versus a Bachelor of Fine Arts where you have 60% more time on stage, that gives you 20% more time over the BA to perfect your craft, your skills, your repertoire. So think of it in those terms. And does anybody else have any questions? Okay. All right, so we have somebody that is interested in audio engineering. And the question is, my sophomore is interested in audio engineering, and I found that some colleges listed under engineering while some listed under art, which requires a portfolio. What is the best way for him to prepare himself moving forward in high school? What type of classes do colleges look for in this field? Again, this is a more personalized question, but for audio engineering, if it's listed under engineering at the college, think of it as more of a hardware. You know, is the student interested in designing and building different audio systems to be used in different venues, things like that, circuitry, electronics, computer science, computer coding, things like that? Or if the student is interested more in sound engineering, that's where the portfolio is required, because they'll be taking music classes, ear training classes, sound classes, things like that. So, and to prepare for that while in high school, then I would say, depending on which way your student is interested in, getting involved in clubs or starting clubs, starting sound engineering, doing performing, composing, or if they're interested in the more engineering side, getting involved with more computer science, math, science, and things like that. Here's another question. Can a BFA be used for a teaching degree? That depends on the school. Some schools will go ahead and hire a person and let that teacher go ahead and get their teaching certificate, or rather their master's. They'll have to have a teaching certificate, their master's, while they're still teaching, where other schools will require the student to possibly have a master's and also a teaching certificate. So again, it depends on the school.
And Devon, I would just add to that really quickly that a lot of colleges and universities have great teacher certification or master's level programs that you can do while you're teaching full time, and a lot of them are only 13-month programs, so it doesn't take you that long to get your certification. So you can do that after you get all of your credentials for teaching, or for teaching the subject area that you want to do.
Right. So. All right, if there are no other questions, then thank you so much for joining us this evening. We have recorded this, so if you do want to get a recording, please let us know, or we might just be going ahead and sending that out. Thank you very much, and good luck, everybody. If you have questions, please contact us. We'd be happy to work with you. So have a great the rest of the spring, and good luck on your studies.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.